What's happening in Mexico's skies? Why is it that in the last 15 years, unidentified flying objects have flown through these skies with a frequency that seems to be steadily increasing? The number of witnesses is multiplying too, and thanks to technology, so is the number of amateur films. The media have documented these incredible episodes, and many people are now wondering what's happening in Mexico. The most organized of them are a group of researchers who have begun an unprecedented project in the history of modern ufology, systematically studying and monitoring the sky. Everything is filmed, recorded, and scientifically documented. The team's name is the Vigilantes, and their work has produced an incredible number of photographs, testimonies, and films, which are analyzed very carefully. The amount of material was so impressive that it led the researchers to think of Mexico as a true contact point. It all began with the total solar eclipse that took place in Mexico on the 11th of July 1991, coinciding with an ancient Mayan prophecy. The prophecy foretold that such an eclipse in Mexico would mark the beginning of humanity's encounter with the Lords of the Stars. It was all written in the Dresden Codex, one of the few documents that escaped the wrath of the Spanish conquistadors. But let's get back to the eclipse. On the 11th of July 1991, millions of people and hundreds of video cameras followed this spectacular astronomical event. Initially, nobody seemed to notice the presence of an anomalous aircraft hovering in the sky over Mexico City. But when reviewing the footage later, many people noted the intruder. It seemed to be made of metal that reflected the sunlight, and it was shaped like a classic flying saucer. The sighting created quite a stir, and even the TV media became involved, especially researcher and journalist Jaime Maussan. In the days following the eclipse, the staff of Televisa, one of Mexico's largest private TV networks, was flooded with videos of the mysterious aircraft. The public's curiosity grew. What exactly was the object filmed during the eclipse? Where did it come from? Could it possibly be a confirmation of the mysterious Mayan prophecy? Demetrio Feria, one of the first members of the Vigilantes, remembers that day well.
My experience began in June of 1991, before the great eclipse that took place in Mexico on the 11th of July of that year. That was when I decided to film them. I already had a video camera, and I wanted to know whether the phenomenon was real or just a bunch of lies, special effects or something like that. And luckily, I managed to capture them on film. I devoted quite a bit of time to them between June and November, and I began filming them one dawn in November at 5 in the morning.
Ruben Villatoro also remembers the eclipse well. That was the moment he decided to become a vigilante.
After
the total solar eclipse on the 11th of July 1991, Jaime Maussan went on television and said that at the time of the eclipse, there were people who had filmed the UFOs with their video cameras. I decided that it was important to follow their example. I bought a video camera, and over the years, I've filmed several objects flying over Mexico City.
The event during the eclipse seemed to have opened a Pandora's box of UFO sightings. Thus, Mexico saw the beginning of one of the most intense waves of sightings in history. Without a doubt, the remarkable availability of cameras and video cameras improved the potential for sightings. But the number of sightings only began to grow exponentially after the eclipse of the 11th of July 1991. Footage from Mexico traveled around the world, amazing those who saw the videos and bringing much joy to scholars who had never had so much material to analyze. Of all the investigators, Jaime Maussan is the most responsible for having researched and disseminated the large quantity of video footage captured in Mexico by both occasional witnesses and by the vigilantes. The idea to start this group was also his.
El grupo de los vigilantes fue
The vigilantes group was Jaime's idea. He was the one to form the group, and when I arrived, it was already in existence.
El grupo todavía existe, pero ya casi no hay no son muchos los
The
que
group
están.
still exists. Its members are few, but those who have stayed are at the forefront of this research.
Today, Jaime Maussan directs and coordinates the vigilantes' work alongside researcher Pedro Avila. His videos of unidentified flying objects have circulated all around the world, generating a great deal of interest. For over 15 years, Pedro has lived the life of a near recluse in his small room due to a debilitating illness that has practically immobilized him. Despite this, Pedro Avila has made some very important contributions to international ufological research from within his small world. A small window and a piece of sky are his only contact with the outside world, which he observes carefully from the first hours of the day well into the night. He's a full-time vigilante, and without a shadow of a doubt, he's one of the best.
Mucha gente es lo que se pregunta, ¿cómo es posible que con esa
A
pequeña
lot of people
ventanita y
ask
ese
me,
pequeño
or
espacio
wonder
de
why
cielo
most of my videos were
puedes estar
filmed
captando
from this little
tantas
window.
cosas? Bueno, esto surge por dos
Well,
cuestiones.
there are
La
two
primera,
reasons.
pues, es que yo
First of
tengo
all,
una
I have a
pequeña
little window
ventana
no
con
more than
más de
1.8 meters in
un metro
length
80 de
and
ancho
1 meter
por
in
metro
height,
de altura,
and my visual
y mi ángulo
angle
de
is
visión es
quite
muy
limited.
cerrado. Entonces me es un poquito complicado a veces poder captar estos objetos.
Therefore, it's a bit
Y en
difficult
ese
for me to
pequeño
make out
espacio es
these
donde yo he
objects.
logrado todo
And in
esto
this little
que
space,
he
I've managed to record
podido
everything that I've
captar.
filmed
Y la
to the
segunda
present.
es porque yo
The
desde ese
second
tiempo
reason
atrás,
is that some time ago,
se me
I was
detectó una
diagnosed with an
enfermedad que
illness
se
known as
conoce como
progressive
distrofia
muscular
muscular
dystrophy,
progresiva, la cual, pues, obviamente, con el
which
tiempo va
obviously gets worse with
avanzando,
time.
y, pues, en la
And now I
actualidad ya no
can't
me
leave the
permite
house like I
poder
used
bajar y
to.
subir como lo hacía antes. Regularmente yo antes hacía estas filmaciones desde el jardín de mi casa.
In the past, I used to film these videos from the garden or the garage. But when my health grew delicate, I was forced to stay in my room. I imagined, I thought that this would limit my ability to film videos, since I didn't have the same extent of sky that I could see from the garden. However, I was greatly surprised because I realized that from here, from this little window, I've recorded the best videos I've ever shot.
Pedro is a true example of extraordinary passion and willpower. Armed with his camera, video camera, and binoculars, he has captured some of the best footage of unidentified flying objects ever filmed. His collection includes some light spheres and the famous flotillas.
Sabemos que dentro de la investigación OVNI, los objetos que más abundan son las esferas.
We know that the most common objects in UFO investigation are spheres, which can be a single white sphere or silver spheres, black, blue, red, or multicolored.
Ocasiones pueden venir acompañadas de dos o
Sometimes there may be only two of them, and other times we've been able to film flotillas composed of over 300 or 500 objects.
Al momento de irse trasladando,
Often they shift one way and the other. They interact.
interactuando entre ellas.
These are the most interesting sightings.
One of the most important videos of spheres was recorded in Mexico in 2002. The images clearly show two spheres revolving in the sky. Ordinarily, the spheres appear to be shiny and white, but in this film, the sphere's metal form is clearer than ever before. This footage confirms statements made by many other witnesses who claim to have seen similar spheres fly through the sky and suddenly change state, going from luminous to metallic. In addition to flotillas and spheres, Pedro has also filmed some unconventional flying objects of a totally unexplained appearance.
En una ocasión, capté 6
I once
objetos
filmed
de
6
color
dark
negro,
objects that look like
similares a
watermelon
las
seeds,
semillas
like
de
little
la
black
fruta
seeds.
llamada sandía. Son unas como semillitas negras, las cuales
These 6
son
objects
6 y
formed a
forman en el
shape in the
cielo
sky
una figura
very much like a
muy
flower with
similar a
6
una flor
petals.
de 6 pétalos. Lo curioso es que cuando uno hace el acercamiento con la
The
cámara,
strange thing is that
cuando se
when we
analiza el
zoom
video,
in, when we
cuando se le
analyze the
meten
video,
filtros y todas estas
when we add
cuestiones,
filters
no se
and all the
encuentra
rest,
ninguna
we can't
estructura.
seem to find a
Es decir,
structure.
los objetos se están moviendo rítmicamente,
In other
se mueven
words,
con una
the objects are moving
sincronía
rhythmically,
impresionante
with an
y siempre
amazing
manteniendo la
synchronicity,
misma posición,
and
así como
always
si
keeping the
fuese una
same
flor.
position as
Giran
if they were a
entre
flower,
ellos, suben,
spinning,
bajan,
going
pero
up
siempre
and
conservan la
down,
misma-
but always
la
keeping
misma
the same
distancia,
distance,
a pesar de
despite
que
there being no
hay
structure
ninguna
between the
estructura.
objects.
Avia's video is the first to show an object of such a shape flying in broad daylight. Pedro Avia has filmed objects demonstrating incredible abilities that have never before been documented. Thanks to his commitment and an original filming technique, he has produced results showing that the mysterious unidentified flying objects may have features we don't yet know about, which are of extraordinary interest.
Una de las filmaciones que yo
One of the
considero
videos I
también
consider the
de
most
las más
important
importantes
involves objects
es la
that
que
are
yo
invisible to the
comentaba
naked
en
eye
relación
and which
a
can
los
only be
objetos que
captured by
son
using
invisibles
infrared
al
vision.
ojo humano y que solamente a través de la visión infrarroja se pueden captar.
To do
Para
this,
esto,
I
yo
developed a
desarrollo
special
una
technique
técnica
using 2 video
utilizando dos
cameras.
videocámaras.
One
Una que
films in
graba
the
en
usual
espectro
spectrum
normal
and the other
y la
films in the
otra graba en
infrared
espectro
spectrum.
infrarrojo. Para poder demostrar esto,
To
yo
use them
tuve que
both,
hacer
I
una
made a
montura
special
especial
rigging and
y
placed
poner
one
una
camera
cámara
atop the other,
encima de la otra,
training them on
afocando
the same
siempre
point.
hacia el mismo punto.
That is,
Es
the
decir,
same
la
focal
misma distancia
distance,
focal,
the same level of
teniendo la
zoom.
misma potencia de zoom,
I
encuadrando
frame
la
the
imagen
images
para
so
que
that
se
they
vea
show the exact
exactamente
same
lo
thing.
mismo. Lo que ve la
Therefore, what the
cámara
normal camera
normal,
sees
lo ve la
is also
cámara
what the
infrarroja.
infrared camera sees.
Entonces, eso es bien importante porque eso está demostrando
This
que
is very
existen
important
objetos invisibles
because
al
it
ojo
demonstrates that there are
humano que están
objects moving in the
moviéndose allá arriba en
sky
el cielo
that are
y que
invisible to the
muchas
human
veces ni
eye,
siquiera nos
and we can't
percatamos de su
perceive their
presencia.
presence.
The surprising results achieved with this technique have aroused great interest in various parts of the world.
Después de que yo desarrollo esta técnica de
Once I
filmación
developed this technique for filming in infrared vision with both video cameras, news of it began to travel around the world.
un grupo de franceses donde hay involucrados algunos científicos.
A French group,
organizan
including some
un grupo de
scientists,
investigación
organized an
y
investigation
algunos
group
programas de
and some
investigación.
research programs.
A mí me sorprende cuando Jaime Maussan se comunica
I was amazed when Jaime Maussan contacted me and sent me an email informing me that they were going to create an investigation program in my name. The main program in this investigation will bear my name in honor of what I've created. They give it a prominent position on their European website, where they explain the technique I created and how it works. A few weeks ago, some people from Denmark came to make a short film, which will be submitted for a competition in a film festival connected to the UFO phenomenon.
The large number of videos that the vigilantes have recorded shows that craft are flying through our skies with characteristics and flight dynamics that differ from the conventional features of aeroplanes or helicopters. And that's not all. These videos demonstrate that systematic and continuous observation of the sky can provide interesting documentation. Quite different from accidental amateur footage, which tends to raise doubts. It's no coincidence that the vigilantes have respectable professional backgrounds.
Yo creo que el escepticismo es una parte normal en el ser humano.
I believe that skepticism is a normal part of human behavior. Many people don't believe in the existence of UFOs, and I think it depends on the simple habit of observing the sky.
Quien mira y pone sus ojos hacia arriba y empieza no a ver, sino a observar y dedica.
Those who look upwards and begin not only to see, but to observe, and dedicate time to this, will start to realize that there are presences. There are presences that have nothing to do with objects we normally see flying, like aeroplanes, helicopters, weather probes, balloons, etc.
Lo que a mí me ha llevado a volverme un vigilante.
One of the things that drove me to become a vigilante of the sky was my work as a professional architecture photographer.
Precisamente lo que es importante y lo que me ha llevado a hacer.
In particular, what was important was that it led me to take good pictures, and as a professional photographer, my knowledge of light and shadow makes a difference.
Es algo importante para poder ver a los objetos. ¿Cuál es la hora más adecuada?
It's a very important factor to be able to see the objects, knowing what time of day the light helps us, when the sun literally brings out the objects.
Spheres and flotillas also make frequent appearances in the videos by Arturo Robles Gila, and they are truly spectacular. Where could these mysterious objects have come from? Some people believe they have captured the answer in a photograph. During the great wave of sightings in the 1990s, phenomena were sighted that amazed both direct witnesses and researchers. Video cameras captured flying objects capable of releasing an incredible number of spheres, giving rise to the flotilla phenomenon. At first, the classic luminous spherical objects were the ones to show this trait. Later, but still in Mexico, enormous tubular structures were sighted and filmed. Further light spheres came out of these irregularly shaped structures. This new chapter added new questions and mysterious elements to the world of ufology. Even the ufology experts can't explain these images. The objects are christened gusanas voladores, or flying worms, because of their appearance. They raise many questions. Where do they come from? What technology do they use? How can these structures appear and hover in the sky without any known flight mechanism? How can they contain and expel the number of spheres that have been filmed? A major step has been taken thanks once again to one of the vigilantes, engineer Arturo Robles Gila.
Esa mañana yo subí a la azotea a pesar de que estaba muy nublado. Subí a ver las condiciones climatológicas, cómo iban a estar para en la noche.
That morning, I went out onto the terrace, although it was very cloudy, to check the weather conditions because that night there was going to be a lunar eclipse, which is very important from a photographic point of view. At the time, in 2004, there were a number of people here repairing the building, and we all witnessed it. But I was the only one who looked up to the zenith. I don't even know why I did it, as I usually made general observations all around. But on that day, I remember that I turned my head completely upward, and I saw an object I couldn't identify. I saw a structure. At first sight, it looked like a mass, white and enormous.
To give
you an idea of how large it was like two jets put together. It was huge. At the time, I was already interested in phenomena discovered in the sky. I had my video camera and tripod in hand, and I began to film the object.
Al hacer acercamientos con la cámara de video, me di cuenta que la estructura se movía, que no era una cosa que flotaba.
Moving closer with my video camera, I realized that the structure was moving, that it wasn't simply floating. It was twisting, writhing. It contracted and expanded. And when I saw that it was beginning to expel spheres, it was clear to me that something absolutely incredible was happening.
Entonces dije, bueno, ¿qué más
So I
puedo
asked
hacer?
myself,
Y entonces
what else can I
pensé
do?
que las
I
fotografías
thought that
iban a
photographs
ser
could
un
be a
auxiliar
tremendously
tremendo.
important support,
Y tomé-
and so I took some.
Recuerdo que tomé
I remember that I
alrededor de
took about
24
24
fotografías.
photographs.
The high-definition images that Gila obtained mark an important breakthrough in the study of these spectacular unidentified structures.
Y cuando yo las bajé a la computadora y vi que se trataba de una
When I
estructura que
downloaded the
estaba
photos to my
conformada
computer,
por
I realized that the
probablemente
structure
por
appeared to be
miles
formed by
o
thousands
cientos
or
de
hundreds of
miles de
thousands of segments.
y que tenía esferas de colores perimetrales. Debo ser honesto.
It also
Mi
had colored
impresión
outer
vino
spheres.
a mi mente
I'll
la
be honest,
posibilidad que
at
se
first I
tratara
thought
de
it
un
might be a
enjambre
spectacular bunch of
espectacular
balloons.
de globos. Le hablé a Jaime Maussan, fui a su oficina.
I talked about it with
Él
Jaime
era una
Maussan.
ignorancia total
I went to his
de lo que
office,
yo había
and as soon as he
captado.
saw what I had filmed,
Cuando vio ese
without having the
material, me
slightest
dijo,
idea what it was, he said,
"Esto que tú
Arturo,
tomaste
what you've captured here is
sí es
absolutely
espectacular."
spectacular.
No faltó la parte escéptica en una.
There were those who were
en
skeptical,
argumentos
whose
sin
unfounded
fundamento,
argument
que estos
was that they
podían
could be
ser globos.
balloons.
Para ello, Jaime Maussan llamó de inmediato a una persona que
So Jaime
muy conocida
Maussan
aquí en la
immediately
Ciudad de
phoned a very
México,
well-known
que
performer
arma
here in
los
Mexico City,
espectaculares
who
con
uses
globos
the
más
largest
grandes que
balloons
hay.
in production.
Llegó a la oficina, vio las imágenes digitales y dijo, estos no son globos. Dice,
When
"Y
he
en un
arrived at the
supuesto,
office and saw the images,
si
he said,
fueran globos,
these aren't
una
balloons,
estructura de estas
and even if they were balloons,
cuando
a structure
menos
like this would require
tendría
at
que
least
estar formada por
57,000 balloons,
57,000
possibly more.
globos. Y además, ¿cómo podrían armarse? ¿Cómo podría armarse esa estructura
How could you
con
possibly create a
57,000
structure with
globos
57,000
sin que se fuera
balloons without
perdiendo
any
el
gas escapes?
y luego
And how could you
soltarla
let it
para
fly
que
upwards?
volara? Y además se requeriría un permiso especial porque una estructura de ese tamaño ya necesita permiso para estar flotando.
Furthermore, you'd need a
sobre
special
todo en un
permit,
punto en
because
donde
a
se
structure of that
encontraba,
size
era muy
needs a permit to
próximo
fly,
al
especially
corredor
because in that
aéreo,
particular
precisamente
area,
por donde dan
it was very close to
vuelta los
flight
aviones
paths
para
used by airplanes
alquilarse
to
al
turn into the
aeropuerto.
airport.
Para mí, ese fue el parteaguas. Ese Ebony Madre.
To me, that
así
was a
le llamo
breakthrough.
yo,
The Mother
o como le
Ibani,
llaman
as I
en
call it,
inglés,
the mothership.
The acronym IBANI stands in Spanish for Unidentified Aerial Biological Entity. And since Gila photographed them in high definition, sightings of IBANIs have been increasingly frequent.
Los movimientos de estos objetos son realmente muy orgánicos. O sea, a mí me
The
hace
movements
pensar en
of these
un ser vivo.
objects seems to be
¿Cómo se
organic.
mueve una serpiente o cómo se mueve una oruga? O cómo
They
se
remind
mueve
us
un
of a living
gusano?
being.
Bueno, es exactamente la misma manera en que se mueven. ¿Por qué se mueven así? No lo sé. Quizá es su manera de navegar o de estar o de mantenerse.
Maybe this
o de
is how they
tener
maintain
estabilidad
stability in the
cielo.
sky.
Realmente no sé por qué se mueven de la misma manera que ocurre en la Tierra con estos organismos. Por lo tanto, los hemos considerado entidades biológicas.
We've called them unidentified aerial
biológicas
biological entities,
identificadas.
or IBANI. And this
Y
biological
ese
aspect
aspecto
is the most important
biológico
thing.
es lo más importante, porque se manifiestan como si estuvieran vivos.
They appear to be
Yo no
alive.
sé si lo están o no, pero
I don't know if
esa
they
es la
are or not,
sensación que te da
but that's the
cuando
sense
tú
you
ves
get
un
when you
video
see
de
them on
estos.
film.
Y sabemos que cuando se ve un
We
Ebani,
do know that when we see an
después, días
IBANI,
subsecuentes se van a
we'll
estar
see
viendo
spheres afterwards,
lo cual
which may
estaría
show
mostrando
that there's
esta
some
posibilidad
connection.
de-
These features become even more evident in the videos made by Arturo Robles Gila since then. The forms and behavior of these anomalous entities seem to be writing the most incredible chapter in the study of unidentified flying objects.
Un Ebony es una entidad de tipo
An
tubular,
Ibani is a tubular-type entity that is also elastic. It's capable of twisting and writhing movements. It can move vertically and horizontally. It doesn't need engines to fly. It doesn't make any noise. And it doesn't leave a wake.
Tienen un propósito perfectamente específico de su aparición, que por supuesto saben que yo los estoy observando e inclusive grabando. El propósito específico que tienen los Ebanis es de...
The Ibanis appear to have a specific activity, expelling countless spheres into the atmosphere. On some occasions, they have moved from the place where they ordinarily appear and come towards this area. It's as if they wanted to be seen, to be observed with greater precision. Thanks to my work as a photographer, this has enabled me to create videos that I believe are without precedent, even on an international level.
The videos made by the vigilantes are just a small part of the large amount of footage showing the continuous activity of unidentified flying objects in the skies of our planet. The two most common questions are always the same, no matter where the phenomena are sighted. What are those objects in the sky? And should we be afraid of them? Giorgio Bongiovanni is one of the Italian scholars following the wave of sightings in Mexico very closely.
The claims of ordinary citizens, military personnel, astronauts and scientists, and the analyses performed on a remarkable amount of photographic and video materials, including the testimony of contactees, whose experience has been proven to be real after several years.
Ci dicono che probabilmente siamo visitati da esseri provenienti dal cosmo.
They all show that it's likely we're being visited by beings from space. They are passive, unaggressive visits, more concentrated in Latin America and in Mexico than in other parts of the world. But they occur all over the planet. This is happening in a period in which humanity is going through a difficult moment in its evolution. I believe that if clear, direct contact were to occur with these civilizations, it would lead to a truly profound Copernican revolution for us. I think that humanity could solve the serious problems in terms of social, political, economic, and environmental justice, which are causing us to risk self-destruction. It would definitely be a new impulse for science and religion. It would bring about the end of the dogmatisms and dangerous fanaticism at the basis of many of today's wars.
In fact, over many years of sightings, the UFO phenomenon has never been accompanied by any signs of aggression. One thing is certain, Mexico seems to play a central role in this saga that borders on science fiction. And the reason why is still a mystery. Perhaps the only clue is an ancient Mayan prophecy that tells of an encounter with the men of the stars. An encounter that would have begun in 1991 and may end in the year 2012. All we can do is wait, with our eyes on the heavens.